We all learn very important lessons in life, and most of them being the same. We've all been told by people before us, don't play with fire, follow the rules, and treat others how you'd like to be treated. Well, you don't ever really learn the reason behind these rules until you learn it for yourself. I'm a baker. I love to bake. Baking is a form of stress relief for me. But I haven't always been a baker. I started baking back in January, and I was looking for the perfect recipe. I found a recipe for chocolate chip cookies on Pinterest, and I was so excited to try them. I tried them out, and they turned out perfect. They were ooey on the inside with that crunchy rim around the edges, with a perfect amount of chocolate chips. I felt so confident. I felt like I was on top of the world. I mean, I'm a pro baker now, right? So I found my next recipe on Pinterest, and it was a recipe for fudgy brownies. I was so excited, I ran to our old small town store and I got cocoa powder, flour, sugar, and everything else that I would need. Well, whenever I got home, I rushed into our time-dated kitchen and preheated our top-level oven to 350 degrees. I started throwing all of the ingredients into this huge glass bowl that I use for every recipe. And once I was mixing it, I realized I forgot to put milk on my grocery list. So, you know whenever you get a box of brownie mix and it says you can either use water or milk? Well, I use that same logic here, and so I use a cup and a half of water rather than a cup and a half of milk. Anyways, I mixed it up and it looked pretty normal. I oiled my Pioneer Woman pan and evenly spread out that thin mixture. I popped my brownies into the oven for 25 minutes and then took them out to cool once they were ready. Finally, after they had cooled, they were ready to cut and eat. I cut me the perfect corner piece, and I was so excited, I bit down and I started to chew and chew and chew. You know whenever you chew a piece of double bubble gum for a little too long and it starts to get firm and become like a jaw workout? Well, that's how these brownies turned out. I was so defeated. I felt like I would never cook anything worth eating again. But this made me realize that you really don't know what you don't know until you know it. Baking is a very long and hard learning process. It's all trial and error. And I'm the baker today that I am because of this. I make perfect brownies now because I know follow the recipe as close as possible. And I'm just so happy that I have baking now. And even though this went wrong, one bad batch doesn't close the bakery.